Hey there, everybody. Episode number 2. So, everybody is looking at let's go switch to electricity. Electricity's cleaner, electricity's that, and everything. So, I think some of the next podcasts I got to talk about is how we generate that electricity. So, generally, we can break it down to hydroelectric means, coal fire systems, natural gas generation, solar. Now, keep in mind, most people think solar panels, but there's other technology called solar reflector where you use mirrors to heat a central liquid that does like a turbine. The point is, there's many different ways to generate electricity. Now, they want to say this is green energy. Really? The truth of the matter is, they're all shades of brown. So, in the previous video, I talked about the Cheerios, how much energy goes into that. So, let's talk. The first one I'm going to talk about is coal. It's been vilified. Does coal on its own burn dirty? Of course it does. Of course, it's a scientific thing. There's so much crap in it. However, what most people aren't aware of is coal plants, at least the good ones and the newer ones, have what's called post-combustion scrubbing. So what it is the gas that comes off the coal burning that makes the heat that basically drives the steam in the turbines and all this other stuff to generate electricity is scrubbed. Now, not all plants have this scrubbing. Most of them do. Makes you think, wait a minute, so we're scrubbing it so the gas is kind of clean? Well, yeah, you scrub it. It's basically carbon dioxide with a few other things in it. So when you start comparing it to other technologies, you need to use a certain amount of energy, usually in a liquid form, that recirculates around. The gas goes through it and gets scrubbed out. Scrubs out the bad crap. That bad crap needs to be treated, requires more energy. However, this is where we go into the really good rant, and this is the truth of the matter. It's not a green technology. No one argues that. However, is it a bad technology? So right now here in Alberta, they're hell-bent on phasing out all these coal plants, and I don't agree with it. Why? You'd be better off to use the coal, make sure all the plants have post-combustion scrubbing, that the off gases aren't that bad, because right now, Alberta is an electrical deficit. What does that mean in layman's terms? Right now, we are importing power from Montana, and take a wild guess how they generate their power. Yep, they use coal-fired plants. So I find it a bit hypocritical that our government is saying, hey, we're doing good, we're phasing out coal, when the coal is just burning across the border. You can't take credit for that. You're still burning coal. So, it's not the best technology out there, but I don't think the amount that we're going to sink into infrastructure and everything else on replacing coal-fired plants makes any sense whatsoever. The other side of it is, I got a hold of a report out of Ontario. They shut down all their coal-fired plants. Do you realize there was no change in their air quality? So coal-fired plants really didn't do anything. So one of two things comes to mind. Did those coal plants actually have this post-combustion scrubbing, so what was coming out wasn't as bad as what people did or thought it was going to be? Now, I had a chat with somebody in Ontario not that long ago that actually worked in that industry, and some of them do and some of them don't, so it's kind of inconsistent. However, it raises the thought is we're hell-bent on turning these things off, thinking we are good for the environment. Are we? I said post-combustion scrubbing. People don't understand that. So this is what I want you to think about when somebody comes along and say coal is bad. Coal is bad, but when you look at the entire picture of it, yeah, we put energy into mining the coal. Then we burn it. We scrub the gas. We get energy out of it. We get electricity out of it. It's pretty straightforward. When you start comparing it to natural gas, this brings up a question of, or an aspect of, energy for energy. Coal per, we'll say, kilogram is a certain amount of heating value. Natural gas per kilogram has a lower heating value. So if I'm using energy to power something, I likely need less coal compared to natural gas. Now, I don't want to get too in the weeds of that. Most of my engineering friends and scientists will go, yeah, I know what you're understanding. But for the general public, that plays into important factors. Certain things are, I guess you would call it, more dense in energy. They're better to use. So second pod, it's the second one done. I think I'll move on to natural gas next in the next couple of days. This is your annoyed engineer saying, challenge what people think, especially when it comes to use of energy in Canada. Chat soon, dudes.